Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm an Airbus pilot, and in today's video let's have a look at something new. An Airbus A319 featuring IAE engines. Something long awaited for the sim, and finally something we've got over here. Now this is the Latin VFR Airbus A319 together with the Horizon Simulation mod, which basically brings the fly-by-wire systems and cockpit to the airplane. However, this is my very first flight with it, so let's see how it's going to go. I just got the Latin VFR planes today. Thank you very much to Latin VFR for offering me a free copy. And the Horizon Sim mod, obviously freeware, can be found in the video description below on flightsim.to. Also very recommendable to join their Discord channel for continuous updates. So before we actually go inside the plane, let's just quickly talk about some basics. We're standing at London Heathrow over here, and we're going to fly this one over to Brussels on VATSIM. Now, it's been a little while since I did my last VATSIM flight, and a couple of you have been asking for it, so here we are. Now, oh boy, finally the plane is taxiing off. It's getting a little bit more quiet. So, here we are, and I would say with all of that, let's head inside and power the airplane up, and once it's powered up, we are going to head out for the walk around, have a look at the exterior model, and then just take a general overview of our airplane. So here we are in the cockpit. Looks familiar, you say? It absolutely does, because it is the fly-by-wire cockpit that we've got over here. And that is evident, for example, by there not being any N1 mode switches that the IAE engines would normally have. However, rest assured, we do have an IAE engine display in this airplane. Now, you'll see that in action in a few moments, so let's go ahead and start setting our airplane up. The engine master switch is off, start selector norm, weather radar is off, flanger lever down, the wipers are off. We got more than 25.5 volts, so let's go ahead and turn the batteries on. And then we're also going to turn the engine power on. Now, the Horizon Sim mod comes with its own sound set, so we do have custom sounds, for example, for the engines in this airplane. Alright, so while the general aircraft is still starting up, let's go ahead and import our flight, and then I'll show you what we're up to today. So that's our flight plan that we've got today, British Airways format, in case you're wondering, and for me one of the first couple of times actually using this, so if I do struggle a little bit with the flight plan, then there's your reason why. Alright, so having a quick look then into some of the charts, you can see the general weather chart is pretty good. Not much to be expected. We're going to cruise at level 230 over here for this little trip. Now, having a look into the weather, Heathrow itself is a little bit gusty coming from the southwest, but otherwise good weather. And if we move over to our destination Brussels, we can see got some light rain over there and generally low-lying clouds forecast. However, perfect IFR flying conditions, so not much to worry about. So having a look into our alternate then, we don't have a takeoff alternate here. Our destination alternate is Liège, and likewise good weather forecast. Prop 30 tempo, they might go in low-vis procedures, but apart from that, I don't see any problems with that either. So overall, I would say we are expecting perhaps to see a little bit of traffic here flying in VATSIM. Let's just take some... do we need some extra? Let's see, we've got 5 minutes contingency, and the minimum with that is 4 tons. Now, our alternate is some 15 minutes or some 30 minutes of flying away, so I tell you what, let's just take 10 minutes extra, 400 kilos, so 4,400 kilograms is going to be our fuel for the day. So let's go over into the fuel tab, download that, and we want to make this 4,400. We'll not start the refueling yet, since the plane doesn't have power, and the payload will take exactly from SimBrief. So 123 passengers is the maximum that the British Airways layout can take, so good going, I would say. Alright, so that is our general that's our general idea over here. 5 minutes boarding time in real time. Oh wow, I love this. I would hope the A330 could do that. Alright, cool, so that stuff is now discussed, so let's go ahead with our airplane setup. Okay, APU fire test. It's looking good. Heathrow Tower is already tuned, excellent. Okay then, so ADIRS 1, 2 and 3 going to nav. Cockpit lights are basically set, that's all we need today. Don't really need anything, to be honest. So then, let's go ahead with the aircraft acceptance. Recall for 3 seconds. It's looking good. Oxygen quantity is good. Hydraulic quantity is good. Engine oil quantity is good. Alright, excellent. So the flaps do agree, the speed brakes are up and retracted, and the alternate brakes, let's have a look, are working perfectly. Alright, great. So with that, our preliminary cockpit prep is completed. Let's go ahead and head outside for our walk around. And just before we do that, give me some lights as well. Alright, excellent. Then let's go ahead and have a look at our shiny new Airbus A319. And we're going to start right here on the static ports, which are looking good. And then we can move forward a little bit. E&E bay door is looking good, and the probes are alright over here as well. Alright, a little look at the nose landing gear, which is looking alright. And then we can move to the after the nose gear, and that is the level of detail we got in here. Okay, so moving forward to the front, let's have a look at our airplane from the very front section. Looking alright, and then have a quick look over at the probes we got over here, which are alright as well. So long, down to the wing, everything is good, no damages, and a look at our IAE V2500 engine. That's what the intake looks like. It could be a little bit sharper texture over here, but overall I tend to say, yeah, they could certainly use a little bit higher textures over here, but okay, so be it. Alright, then let's move along. So the outside model we see over here is from Latin VFR. So that's the Latin VFR A319 model, and only the systems and the cockpit are coming from Horizon. So what we see right now is the original Latin VFR plane. The plane by itself costs, I believe, 20 and a bit euros if you board it directly. They also have an A318, which comes at like 18 euros or so. So the price point is definitely not too high. Now obviously the Latin VFR aircraft themselves are not tailored for usage of, not tailored for high-end customers, but are more like entry-level simulations. But with the Horizons and mods, we can bring them up to the fly-by-wire level of system depth, and thereby get a proper A319, A318, and even A321 Neo. Alright, so that's basically the look at our outside of the airplane completed. Let's just take a ladder and go up here, see what the lights look like. As you can see, level of detail is not very high in here, but then again the plane is quite frame rate friendly. I'm not sure how well that actually shows on the recording, since the frame generation that my RTX 4090 does is not always perfectly on the record. But overall, that's the level of quality we get on the airplane over here. Alright, so that much for the outside model, as mentioned, which is from Latin VFR. So let's now head back inside, and we're going to start with our flight deck setup on the Airbus A319, and here we are. Right, cool, so we're on the inside now, so let's go ahead and go for the fueling, and I am going to go for a real-time refueling over here, and then let's go for GSX and request a boarding over here as well. So that should synchronize, I believe. Don't need to board the crew there here already, thank you. Alright, so I do believe that should synchronize, but do correct me if I'm wrong, please. In any case, what I am going to do is I will simply press instant loading here, so that GSX has an idea how many passengers to put in. I do believe there is an interaction as well, but I'm honest with you, I'm not too much of an expert on that because, well, it's GSX. Alright, so then we can start with our systems tests and setups. Now this is actually usually a pretty quick thing in the Airbus. Not a lot of stuff to do here. Probably need pack flow low, so I'm going to select that already.
Takeoff runway 27 left, bus 6 and takeoff.
We're just wrapping up some paperwork up front here, which is filed on the ground crew.
Right, let's see if we can grab a Q&A.
We're going to be gathered shortly with a very important safety briefing. We do ask that you give that your full undivided attention.
We'll just click the init over here already.
We do appreciate your business having aboard this
So fuel's on board.
To make your flight any more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask. Welcome aboard.
So can't switch the weather radar calibrator, unfortunately. Well, that's alright, it's not simulated anyway. Okay, and that's it. So, let's get with our ACAS initialization now. So, we'll start with the ATIS, and I do want my Heathrow departure ATIS. Heathrow departure, format for the printer please, sent. Right, and while that thing's out, let's go ahead and start over here. Okay, so A319 IAE V2500 engines. The database is current as of the time of this recording. So, initialize the request please. Uplink and insertion in progress. Perfect, here we are. It's lovely when everything works. Okay, so do we have an ATIS yet? No, not yet. Okay, I tell you what, let's try it over here then, D-ATIS, and we want the Heathrow ATIS. Send that request. So let's see if we are going to get this now. Probably should in a few moments.
And squawk 7263. Call you back when we're ready.
Doesn't say company message yet though.
Break bar 6 Foxtrot Echo. Contact
normally that works rather fine.
129 at decimal 430.
Okay. Well, show effect. I suppose that's just going to take a little while then. Or it might have a problem because we do request for a departure ATIS and they just have a general ATIS, and that might be an issue as well. Not 100% sure about that. But anyway, that much about this. The departure runway today should be 27 left anyway, so let's just go ahead, 27 left, Detling departure, and program that, and we'll come back to the ATIS later on. Detling 2 Golf, that looks good to me. Okay, and then for Brussels, runway 25 should be active over there. So probably going to be in 25 ILS, 25 left, I suppose, and then I think it's ILS Zulu. Let's have a quick look into the flight plan as to what we got over here. So flight level 230 for the cruise. For our routing, that should be located somewhere down here, shouldn't it? Let's just see. That's a format that I'm not working with very often, so I just thought it would be cool to try it anyway. So what do we have? If we go down here, Coxie 8 Alpha arrival leading to Kirky. Okay. So here we are, Coxie 8 Alpha via Kirky. Perfect. Insert. Alright, great. So then we can go onto the fix info, EGLL27 left with a 270 course to draw the extended center line, and then we can go for our emergency waypoint. So that's going to be Heathrow X3 for the ident, and that'll be on the extended center line of runway 27 left with a course of 270 and a distance of 25 miles. So that's what the procedure looks like. Store. Now we go back onto the fix info. Next, LHRX3. And here we go. Okay, so that stuff is in. Now let's go ahead and grab a couple of Navigraph charts. I do like the way how Flabberwire implemented those charts over here. That is a rather intuitive way of doing it. I do like that. Okay, so for the SIDS, Statling, I believe it's on that chart over here. Yes, it is. And there is no on-off chart of this, but we can live with that. Okay, so for the departure, we continue on the runway track with a left-hand turn in mode APSIM. So that's going to be Echo Papa Mike. We'll put that onto EPM ADF1. And thereafter it is a left-hand turn in mode Datling Delta Echo Tango. We'll put that on ADF2. On VOR2. So somehow like this. Perfect. So our setup is going to be ADF VOR. Good that we've decided on that already. Like so. So Heathrow 27 left, going into here. Now let's go ahead with our weights. So, zero fuel weight, 55.1. So 55.1/25, and the fuel is going to be 4.4. And in terms of our fuel usage, we've got diversion 900, reserves 1000. Okay, so 0.9 and 1.0. Okay, great.
Actually,
So that's 700 kilos extra, 25 minutes. That's pretty much what we've been hoping for anyway. Alright, excellent. So, final thing then is our performance. Unfortunately, we don't have a takeoff performance calculator. Yes, I am aware that you guys say I can just type, well, I can just click these and it would come up with speeds for me. However, I did find that under many circumstances, those speeds just weren't reasonable. Like, I tried the A321 and I got like 130 knots rotation speed at a fairly good weight of 70 tons, while now you can see at 55, yeah, at less than 60 tons, you're getting speeds like 38, 39, 43, so I'm not 100% sure about those, to be honest. But, hey. Alright, here's our ATIS as well. So, Heathrow Information Echo, arrival 27 right, departure 27 left, transition level 70, pilots and received data link clearances are reminded they must contact delivery on 121.98 when ready for start. Delivery and ground closed for start and taxi connect tower 18505. Data link clearances available, very good. So we are going to send a request for that in a moment. Okay, so service wind 210, visibility QNH 1022.
Clear to land.
We go 1022, set once and twice. Excellent. Right, looks like they're done with the boarding. And with the loading as well. That is awesome. Alright, cool. So with all that lovely stuff done... Oh, that was a quick closure of the door. Certainly that should go a little bit slower in the actual Airbus. Otherwise that might end rather expensive. Let's go ahead and start that APU. And then we will ask for clearance. So, ground request, departure, station. Heathrow, ATIS Echo has been filled automatically. Gate 527 is where we are. Let's send him a good evening as well. Well, a good, not a god evening. Good thing we check these things. So, good evening. Alright, transfer. So, departure request, Speedbird 396 from Heathrow Gate 527 to Brussels, ATIS Echo, type A319. Good evening, okay, yeah, looks good, send. Alright, so let's see what we're about to get. And close, thank you. Okay, so last thing here, let's go for some winds as well. For a reason that I don't know, you seemingly need to request all three phases separate. In the real world, they would uplink them all at the same time, but that's just asking for too much. Okay, in any case, while we're waiting for the clearance, I suggest that we do go for... Oh, there it is already. Oh, that's awesome. That was quick. Alright, cleared to Brussels. Runway 27 left, departing Detling to Golf. Initial climb of 6,000, squawk 5464. When ready, call 18505. If unable, call voice. So, let's go. Roger.
Taxi via Echo.
And
Golf
send
right,
that.
Foxtrot, stand 3-2.
Alright, print the clearance, please. Let's see if it's doing that.
Say again for 23 Foxtrot.
It isn't.
It's taxi via
Okay,
Echo,
too bad.
Golf right, Foxtrot, stand
Or maybe if we hit
3-2-1.
recall.
Have a good evening.
It does say printing over here.
Echo Golf, right Foxtrot, stand 321.
I just don't see it happen.
Jumping air 27.
Okay, not sure what that's about. But anyway, so runway 27 left, Detling 2 Golf departure, and that's confirmed. So climb 6000 is in, and squawk 5464. Alright, that looks just about perfect to me. So let's go for our departure briefing then. Pilot monitoring, it's your turn. Lead the way. While you're doing that, let's have GSX prepare the airplane for pushback. Okay, so takeoff runway 27 left, Detling 2 Golf departure, climbing 6000, MSA 3000 is going to keep us safe, extra fuel and time. We've got 25 minutes in the form of 700 kilos. There are plenty of hotspots for the planned taxi. It's Heathrow, it's a complicated airport, so we make sure that we understand the clearance correctly before we go. Stop margin for rejected takeoff over 1 kilometer. Engine outset is on the runway track 25 miles out to the Heathrow X3 point. Immediate return, Heathrow is our best option. There's Gatwick, Luton, and Stansted around as well if we need to. We are under the maximum landing weight, so nothing against an immediate return. If we have to, I'm just going to fly a left-hand pattern and land right back on 27 left where we came from. Special and non-standard operations, I don't see anything over there. Any threats for the departure? No? Excellent. Neither from my side, so that's the briefing complete. Alright, cockpit preparation checklist, please. Gear pins and covers, removed. Fuel quantity, 4,400 kilogram balanced. Seatbelts on, ADRs. nav and barrel ref QNH 1022. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Alright, excellent. So, then we are pretty much fully prepared. So let's go for our pushback clearance, provided that GSX is ready.
023 Foxtrot, are you breathing?
Say again for 22 Foxtrot.
Yeah, nose will go to the left anyway, so let's just tell them that already. Brake is set. Cockpit ground. Go ahead.
Yeah, apologies about that.
So, you can disconnect external power. Please confirm door hatches closed, ground equipment removed, bypass pin is installed.
Taxi, Echo,
Yeah, that's all confirmed.
327, have a good evening.
Roger.
Taxi Echo Golf, stand T27, have it. Thanks very much, have a good evening, bye bye.
Heathrow Tower, good evening. Speedbird 396, stand 527, request pushback.
Speedbird 396, I'm closing. Contact director 119.730, bye bye.
119.730, Speedbird 396, yep.
And all stations, contact.
And here we go, that's
Right for the 101.
Heathrow Director, good evening. Speedbird 396, stand 527, request pushback.
Speedbird 396, Heathrow Director, hello, push and start approved.
Push and start approved, face east. Speedbird 396. Okay, before start checklist, park and brake, set, takeoff speeds and thrusts. So you got 138, 139, 143, flex 66. Windows,
speed 2 at long.
closed, beacon on, before start checklist complete. Ground cockpit, go ahead. So push start approved, face east, park brake set. Release brake please. Brake released.
All engines clear. Start at will.
Roger.
Station calling for push, say again course and again.
Right, Heathrow taxi chart.
Chelsea, Papa, hello, push and stall approved, base east.
That's the parking stance, is it? That's the taxi chart, that's better.
Bravo 3, runway 2 to the left, curve to takeoff, wind 210 degrees, 10 knots.
Okay, excellent. So, start sequence will be 2 then 1. Engine 2 start. So let's see, the IAE engines should take about a minute to start. It'll have the N2 rise, but prior to inserting fuel there will be a little bit of motoring sequence. So let's see how that's going to happen. Okay, here comes the fuel. That might be a bit early for my taste.
28 miles.
180 and we'll approach this.
But here we go.
Okay,
Engine is starting. Let's see what the final numbers are going to be like.
It's just your landing runway is 27 right and your range from touchdown is 28 miles. Brake, speed 8 tanker kilo, turn right heading 180 degrees, speed 180 knots.
Right heading 180, speed 180, speed 8 tanker kilo.
Okay, parking mode set.
Alpha, turn left heading 090 degrees. Descent flight level 70, speed 220.
So that engine is certainly taking a while to start up there. Not sure how realistic it is that the N1 is running up so slowly, but here we go. Engine running after about a minute. Okay, engine 1 start. So it looks to me like the general start time is correct, but the speed of N1 running up seems very slow to me.
Speed 8 tanker kilo, turn right heading 240 degrees.
But let's see how that's going to turn out on engine number 1. Probably the same. We got fuel coming. We got N2 coming up. Then eventually it's going to insert the fuel.
Apologies, might have got traffic order. It's just the departure out of the city. I have no contact with.
Yeah, we had an RA on vertical speed, but tow truck disconnected.
Oh, welcome to VATSIM. People departing opposite side. People running into resolution advisories due to that. Lovely.
7 right, 8 left. Is the trim about?
Right.
3 kilo alpha, 25 miles, runway 2.
So that N1 is definitely coming up too slow there. That should be faster. Looks like they just took the it looks to me like they took the numbers of the engine start and just slowed it down a little bit so that it matches the timing that the IAE engine normally takes to come up. Right, here we go, avail after a minute and 6. Yeah, that looks about like it, but fair enough. Why is that still? There you go, that's better. Okay, so,
turn right heading 180 degrees.
Just a quick thing there, do we have a load sheet at all? I don't think we do. But what's that? 53 tons. Okay, so we're actually a little bit lighter. Now, British Airways, due to the long taxi time, would often just start the pushback without actually having the load sheet available and then just do that stuff while they're taxiing. I suggest we are going to go for the same thing. Now, we just gotta come up with a trim setting here. So it's a 25% CG. Let's see what that equals. 25 is 1.7 up. Okay. So we at least need to be able to trim that plane. Okay, that looks about good to me. After start checklist. Anti-ice, off, ecam status, checked. Pitch trim, 25%. Rudder trim neutral, after start checklist complete. Okay, flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudders, full left, full right, neutral.
Just shutting down now, just want to thank you for your key services. Good night. Goodbye.
Speedbird 396, request taxi.
Speed 396, right Alpha, hold at Lowman.
Right on Alpha, hold at Lowman, Speedbird 396.
Speed 8 tank kilo, speed 160 onto the greater until 4 DME. Speed 160.
Okay, so right on Alpha, hold at Lowman. If we have a look at where that is, it's basically you go southbound over here, then onto Alpha, even though that is a... Yeah, they probably mean right on Alpha here, then left, and Lowman is over here. So that's basically taxi clearance all the way through to the end. Right, lights coming on, brake coming off.
approach on the 13 Kilo Alpha, turn right heading 240 degrees.
Yeah, what are those engines doing?
Descent on the glide path, speed
Nope.
182 knots.
I have a feeling like I need to configure those. That is in the sim options, I do believe. Yeah, throttle detents. I did calibrate them on the other aircraft, so no reverse on the axis, please. And idle is just over here. Alright. So idle's over here, and the rest of them... Yeah, I just need to set them. I'm sorry for that, guys. I did think that it would work a bit better. So Toga is here. Flex is here. Climb is here. Save and apply. Thanks. Alright, that was a little bit unfortunate that we had to do this. Obviously not very realistic. But let's go. Flight director's off, flight director on, and here we go again. Okay, we're clear on the left side, we're clear on the right side, and then we can turn right on Alpha. Then we follow Alpha all the way.
01 station taxi, say again. Yeah, sure, do Papa. Shot 2 Papa, taxi right Alpha, hold at Loma. Right Alpha, hold Loma, shot 2 Papa. The Alpha station that called, say again.
Okay, so clear left side and clear right side, and then we'll take the second to the left onto Alpha, and then all the way to Loman, which is almost at the end. Basically where we should get a good view on Concorde. At least I surely hope we do.
You're each on the radio Bravo,
A
Roger.
little bit of lagging there.
Alpha Kilo, stand 220. Left and Alpha Kilo, stand 220.
Oh, there, that Eurowings there was a real German. You could hear that.
279, sleep at 8 Tango Kilo.
Okay, not too much of an overshoot. It's a short plane, that 319. And welcome to Heathrow with a little bit of lag. Alright, so here we go. Straight for 25 miles. In the meantime, let's go for the performance. The load sheet should be here by now in the real world. Let's see if we do actually have a company message about that. So ATSU, ASC menu, received messages. Now that's just a free text there. VPilot relayed. We'll have a look into that later. That's not so important.
Golf Oscar Sierra Echo Mike passage.
Okay, so let's go for the weights. So that's 53 tons and 24.5.
To enter the London control zone. H3 eastbound Sunbury location on North Bedfont. Standard operating altitude.
Would be nice to have a pilot monitoring now who would taxi the airplane for me in the meantime, but I'm afraid we don't, so... Okay, 53 slash 24.5.
Correct, basic service.
And here we go.
Subject 4 Lima Tango range.
Okay, so that looks correct to me.
Descent altitude 4,000.
Yeah, because I put my thrust levers into the toga position while I did my while I calibrated them. Unfortunately, the speeds are locked in here already, so we'll have to live with that. Okay, so that's that. Then let's take a moment to think. Is there anything that's different now from when we did our takeoff briefing? Not really, huh? I do believe it's pretty much the same, except for we can manage this. 6,000 is in and still good. Alright, that's it. So no updates to the takeoff briefing.
Sleep at 8 Tango Kilo, vacating after 10 seconds.
Roger.
Now, unfortunately, we do need to get the cabin a ding in this one. Which basically you wouldn't do in the real world. But, hey. Okay, taxi checklist. Flight controls. Checked. Flap setting, conf 1 plus F. Radar predictive wind shear, on and auto. Engine start cell. Norm, ECAM memo, takeoff no blue, taxi checklist complete. So we should approach Loman in a few moments. Should be somewhere right over there in front of the holding point. I can actually see a red sign over there slowly coming up, so that's probably Lowman, where we need to hold short.
Standby brake, Kevin 6 held 27 right, clear to land, wind at 210 degrees, 10 knots. Easy 235, confirm the aircraft type Airbus 320.
Yes, confirmed.
Thank you.
Director Shuttle 15 Echo with you, flight of 130 over Hayes.
Short 5 Echo, Heathrow Director, hello, roger. Information, Echo, confirm aircraft.
Okay, that's
type,
Lowman right over here.
770.
And we'll hold short right over here as well then.
Subject 4, Lima Tango, when established, localised at 27 right, descend on the glide path.
Okay, the left is clear. Speedbird 396 ready.
Roger, standby.
He's probably having a full airspace and therefore holding us back from departing. Wouldn't be surprised if that's the reason for us to stand by. Which does absolutely make sense from his point of view. So for us, let's just make sure we'll be able to find the holding point that we're eventually assigned. Gotta be somewhere over here. Probably November 3.
Speed 8 Tango, Kilo, expect 305 right, taxi Echo.
35 Echo, and we'll plan for 305 right, too late, Tango.
And 338 Tango, so hold the Echo 1, contact Heathrow Tower, 118.505, bye.
You know, they got a tower online again, so that's probably the reason we need to wait. They're probably just coordinating. But we need to wait for a handover officially at least. So let's see if we're going to get one. In the meantime, let's just head outside for a moment and enjoy the sound of the IAE engine. Traffic coming up behind us as well.
Customer cell taxi is correction transport 01 taxi Echo, hold Echo 1.
Now that's definitely a different sound from what we're used to, is it?
Spirit 396. Contact Heathrow Tower 118.505 today.
118.505, Speedbird 396, see you in a moment.
Go back and Mike weather control, report Bedford.
Good evening, Speedbird 8 Tango Kilo Echo, hold Echo.
8 Tango Kilo, Heathrow, hello, taxi left on Bravo, Romeo, stand 309.
Bravo, Romeo, stand 309, should 8 Tango Kilo, thanks.
Heathrow Tower, good evening, Speedbird 396, holding short low man, ready for departure.
396 Heathrow, hello, second right, and 5 November Bravo 2 Whiskey, clear takeoff, 27 left, so wind 21 degrees, 1 third off.
Second right, November Bravo 2 Whiskey, runway 27 right, clear for takeoff, Speedbird 396.
396, just confirm it's 27 left.
That's absolutely right, 27 left, Speedbird 296, clear for takeoff. Good catch from him. Okay.
564, did you say? 564. Can I 86 Hotel, Roger?
Right then, lineup checklist. Takeoff runway. That's 27 left via November Bravo 2 Whiskey. TCAS. Tara, PAX 1 and 2. On. Lineup checklist complete. Okay, clear on the left side, clear on the approach. So we take the next to the right, and then we're cleared for takeoff.
Behind the departing company, 319. 5 November Bravo 2 Whiskey, line up from my 2 to the left, behind.
Right, the other guys lining up behind us.
Company A319, the line up Bravo 2, line up and wait behind the shuttle.
Eurowing 3 Whiskey Mike, was that pulling?
So 27 left is confirmed. And that's November Bravo 2 Whiskey confirmed as well.
Tower Speedbird 1947.
Okay.
Push and start.
You ready to go?
546, push and start
And
approved.
so am I.
Face line 197.
Takeoff. And here we go. Manflex 66 SS runway, auto thrust blue. Thrust set.
3 Kilo Alpha, Heathrow, good evening to you, right on Alpha, stand by, please.
100 knots. Quite a bit of stuttering here. That airport is just crazy on frames. V1, rotate. Positive climb. Gear up. Nav. Checked. Alright, and off we go. So the flight dynamics are coming from horizon mostly. So basically we do have flight dynamics tuned for the A319 with IAEs, but the fly-by-wire code, so the flight controls, are coming. The flight controls themselves are coming from fly-by-wire. So the plane feels pretty much like the fly-by-wire Airbus. 119.730, speedbird 396. Good evening. Right, let's get into that turn. Flap 0. Speed checked. Flap 0.
Show 15 Echo, runway 2 to the right, range 30 miles, descending altitude.
Okay, so
ULH 102.
this, and this. Heathrow Director, good evening. Speedbird 396, 2,900, kilometer 6,000, Statling 2 Golf.
This is Redline 6, Heathrow Director, Roger, come on now, flight level 180.
Climb now, flight level 180, speedbird 396.
From Jet 4, limit Tango, turn right, heading 105.
Set. That's 6,000 amber, 6,000 magenta, so stand by for that.
Descending to 3,000 feet, speed 180, is it 55?
Okay, open climb 18,000 blue. Check.
4,000 feet, is it 55?
Right, so you can see I'm still hand flying this one because I do really enjoy the way it flies, and I just love those fly-by-wire flight dynamics. It's a really superbly handling airplane. Set standard. Standard cross-check, passing flight level 66. Now. Checked. You can see I can do really minimal inputs if I want to. Like right now, just a tiny pitch down, or a tiny right turn, tiny left turn, all that lovely stuff, and it works really, really well in this aircraft. Provided that the entire thing doesn't lag, which for some reason departing Heathrow over here it seems to do, so, well. Okay then. AP1. And with that the autopilot is flying. So a couple of things for us to decide on the climb out over here. Before we talk about that though, let's just go outside for a moment and listen to those sounds. I do run FS Realistic in the background as well, just for you to be aware that that is influencing the sounds here as well. But that's just beautiful looking, isn't it? Speedbird 396, 122.8, see ya. Alright, so we are getting a little bit of silence now, at least.
Show 15 Echo, turn left heading 035.
So, silence, finally. Unfortunately, no en route London control online, but hey, so be it. Alright, so, then we are passing 100. I don't think there is going to be any turbulence on here. There was nothing forecast and it doesn't look like it either. Okay, those restrictions don't play a role for us anymore, so let's go over to the airport display. Then we can clear everything inside the FMS as well. Okay, cruising 230, optimum 396, and we are heading towards Brussels 25 left, most likely. Alright, cool. So I wanted to talk earlier about the way how I'm performing the climb right now. Let's select that cruising level, 230, and then talk about it. So as you can see, there is still quite a couple of restrictions on my standard instrument departure. However, I did not elect to delete those, but I rather just went to open climb. Now, the reason I did that is twofold. First of all, it's just easier to accomplish quickly, especially while still hand flying the airplane. So you simply pull the knob and then you are flying and have nothing more to worry about. The other thing, however, is that this open climb is basically a temporary assignment only. So they didn't tell us to, you know, they could at any time, at least not on this particular departure, but you know, in general, at any time ATC might just give you some new restrictions, and if that happens, we'll just put it back into managed modes. But for now, in my opinion, the selected mode, open climb, was a better option than to go managed on that climb out and delete everything manually. Most certainly because that would have required a lot of nose downtime, and obviously we want to avoid that as much as possible while flying in congested airspace. Most certainly when flying in the busiest airspace in the world, which arguably London certainly is. Alright. So that, however, is that thing discussed. So now we are on the way. Don't need that NDB anymore either, so let's go over to VOR, and we are out and flying. So a couple small words on the experience with the airplane so far. Obviously we are using the A319 with the model and the flight dynamics from LVFR, but the flight computers and the systems are coming from fly-by-wire. With them coming from fly-by-wire, the cockpit as well, by the way, obviously we do have Airbus Neo systems in here. For instance, you do have that backup speed and altitude button down here. You do have the PAX indication on the engine warning display, which the CEO Airbus doesn't have. So all of that nice stuff basically belongs to the Neo. However, in my opinion, it is still an excellent airplane to fly. And the first departure was a lot of fun over here, and seeing that we do finally have an A319 available with this, that's quite a cool thing. So, speed, vertical speed, approaching. Now, in terms of the other systems, the systems are basically A320 systems, and I don't think they are tailored for the A319. At least they are, or rather Horizon Sim did a good job fine-tuning stuff or adapting the sounds and stuff like that. However, many things still show like an A320. For example, if we have a look at the trim scale over here, that is definitely an A320 scale. So basically we had like a CG of 25 on the departure, and that gave about 1.7 units up. That is A320 stuff, that is not A319. I'm not sure how that's coded in the background, if you know, if they simply adapted the settings of the A320 into the A319 just in order to make that work, because on the actual rotation itself the plane felt like it was trimmed correctly, so it did feel quite right. But that's some stuff which I personally cannot really answer. My first feedback from our departure, however, is that it was a lot of fun, and that Horizon Simulations have definitely done something right modding those Airbuses. And I mean, hey, have a look at that. It's an A319. We haven't seen that in Microsoft Flight Sim for a long time. Well, not to say never yet. And it's IAE engines as well. I am wondering how much those, or rather, how those engines are going to feel when they come from Phoenix with the Block 2. Because obviously Phoenix is still going to be tailored exactly to the airplane, and well, I do expect that they do put a lot of detail into them, like they've shown us with the previews. So absolutely that Phoenix Airbus with the IAE engines is going to be great. But in the meantime, especially if we're still looking for an A319 or an A321 or even an Airbus A380, then we can absolutely consider those mods over here. Now just be aware, if you're going for something like this, then there is one drawback to using the Horizon Sim mod. And that drawback is that the virtual cabin that the Latin VFR aircraft have by default is unfortunately not showing when using the Horizon Sim mod. So if we just go to the back here for a bit, unfortunately we can't really open the door. We can only do what we can do in the fly-by-wire, and by unlocking it you basically get the cabin sounds playing in the cockpit. But if we're going through this, then as you can see, the cabin itself is unfortunately not getting used when using the Horizon Sim mod. I hope that that's something that maybe Horizon Sim and Latin VFR can work together in order to solve, but hey, we'll have to see about that, I guess. Another thing I noticed that is worth pointing out is that for some reason the dynamic registration placards aren't working. So I'm showing the default Delta Alpha fly-by-wire registration over here, even though in my settings, if we go to the sim options, I believe down here, I did enable the dynamic registration decal. But well, I suppose that's just how it is. Okay, so we did just receive a message. Let's see where that is from. Okay, that was what we got earlier while we heard the ding-dong on the taxi out. Probably going to take a little bit longer till we get it in here. Here it is. Okay, from Brussels West Center, please contact me 131.1. Okay, let's do that. 131. Decimal 1.
Is it 2 to whiskey, hello, climb flight level 240.
Brussels, good evening. Speedbird 396, flight level 230 in Matmatu.
Speedbird 396, hello, continue present heading.
Continue present heading, Speedbird 396. Heading.
Duty 23 Mike, descent flight level 80.
Okay, let's see if we can grab an ATIS. So, D8 Brussels, request. Then let's see what they got active for our landings today. So in the meantime, what can we do? We can go ahead and grab a couple charts out of full screen mode. Arrival. So, well, first of all, let's go pin charts and remove everything from Heathrow. Then Navigraph, taxi. Take the airport chart. We take the parking stands, and that should hopefully cover most of it. Then for the arrival, it's a Coxie 8 Alpha Arnav arrival. That one we have as well. And then we just got to see for the landing runway they are using. Still haven't received the ATIS. This takes a lot of time here. This really takes a lot of time. Normally in the real world, it's a bit faster than that. But nice to see, by the way, for the Heathrow ATIS that we requested earlier, got that in here now. So we should get that, yeah, whenever it's ready, basically. Okay, let's just go ahead and start by checking the star already, because that is pretty much set in stone what we're going to fly there, unless they radar vector us, but then we don't need to check anything. So let's see, Coxie 8 Alpha arrival. And give me that in full screen, please, and we can make it bright as well. This is from Coxie VOR, direct to Kirky, and Kirky above level 70. Let's see what we got in there. There's Coxie, then on towards Kirky above flight level 70. Okay. So that looks good to me already.
Again?
So is the 8 here now? Yes, it is.
Okay, 2 minutes is approach
Okay.
report back in
Print
2.
that out, please. Well, that's printing. TCAS onto below. In cruise, all the danger is going to come from below. Oh man, that's a long ATIS there. That's a very long ATIS.
Beauty 23 Mike, reduce speed to 0 knots.
Okay, so
Beauty 23 Mike.
what do we have there?
090.
Brussels National Information Foxtrot expect vectoring for simultaneous independent ILS approaches 25 right and 25 left. Runway 25 left and right for arrival wet. Wind 2108, visibility 5 kilometers, weather light rain and drizzle. Oh, lovely Microsoft Flight Simulator. My bandwidth is not too low. It's a known bug at the day where I'm recording. New 8 is read again.
Delay factors, it's incredibly busy at the moment.
Delay vectors, they say. Well, let's keep everything as it is. Obviously, we might just slow the speed down if they talk about delays, but let's see about it. They will tell us if they believe that we should change anything. So, QNH 025, temperature is 10, and the wind 210 at 8. Alright, so it could literally become both runways. Can't say which one it is going to be yet. Landing config 3, that's for sure. As light as we are.
You're out of my airspace now.
Well, I suppose we just got a plan for both runways. And we'll see what's eventually going to come out of it. So, Zulu 25 left. And Zulu 25 right. We'll start with the planning for 25 left. And then we'll just have to see what it's going to become. So, minimum 350.
Speedbird 396, expect vectors for the ILS runway 25 left.
Vectors ILS 25 left, Speedbird 396. Okay, so vectors. I tell you what, if we can just continue on the present heading here, that's definitely going to shorten our arrival down. That would be a perfect vector to get us pretty much immediately until the base turn over there. Alright, excellent. We're going to keep that.
UT23 Mike, descent flight level 70.
So,
Papa Whiskey Lima, contact.
Let's see then, especially the missed approach is going to be interesting here. So it's climate track 249 at 700, max 185, turn left, heading 105. Okay, easy going, climb 4000. Excellent, so nothing we need to do over here. So, Brussels 25 left, that stuff is all in, the managed speed is looking good, that's looking good. And for the go-around, 2200 is the MSA, so we'll insert that as engine out acceleration altitude.
Speedbird 396, descent flight level 190.
Speedbird 396, descent flight level 190. Set. Okay, thrust idle, open descent, alt flight level 190 blue. So we got about, 80 miles or so to run, that's plenty of space, so let's just do vertical speed, minus 1000. Speed, vertical speed. Alright. So, as soon as you are ready, let's go with the approach briefing. Alright, MSA 2200 in the north, up to 4000. For radar vector ILS Zulu approach 25 left, minimum is 350 barometric, go around straight out to about 400 left turn out, and extra fuel and time. It's 8 minutes, 200 kilos. Alright, the guidance for the approach is going to be localizer and glide slope, landing flap setting 3, stop margin plenty, reversers idle, auto brakes low, planned runway exit is going to be to the right, probably
Speedbird 396, fly heading
105.
105.
Fly heading 105, Speedbird 396. Okay, For the taxi in, we gotta cross the parallel runway. Well, not the parallel, but the crossing runway.
If you're in flight level, safe to set that, sir. Turn left, heading 070. Expect vectors for the
Let's have a look. So, probably we're going to vacate here in Charlie 4 or in Charlie 2. And then we gotta cross runway 01 and then taxi to the stands somehow. Nothing special, nothing non-standard. Do you see any threats? No? Likewise. Perfect. And that's the arrival briefing complete.
Expect factoring for Alice 25 left.
Okay. I'll quickly talk to the passengers. Ladies and gentlemen, from FlightX, this is your captain speaking. We have started our descent towards Brussels with a remaining flight time of approximately 20 minutes. The weather in Brussels is currently light rain and a temperature of 10 degrees. We'd like to thank you very much for choosing British Airways today. Hope you enjoyed your flight, and we look forward to see you again on a future scheduled and on-time service. Thank you very much for your attention, and we wish you a nice afternoon and evening.
Direct to Helen, flight level 120, postman 831.
Okay, I'm back. No changes. Company message. Let's see what we got. Free text. Welcome to Belux VACC. Planning info for Speedbird 396 for Brussels. Arrival 25 left, gate 209. Send feedback to Belux via telex. Well, that's pretty neat. Okay, squad mode Charlie until parked at the gate. Belux VACC.org. Well, that's a pretty nice message. I like that. Okay, so gate number 209. Let's see where that is. Probably somewhere here at the main apron. Yeah, 209. Here it is. Perfect. So we'll probably taxi via Charlie 4, cross the runway, go into the inners, Tango, and then 209. Alright, excellent. That's great service from them.
Okay, maintain 220. Maintain 220, Beeline 145.
So, aircraft being radar vectored shall reduce speed to 250 knots at 30 DME Bravo Uniform Bravo or when below level 100.
Direct to Bruno via War Bravo Uniform November.
Direct to Bruno, speedboat 396. So, direct to Bruno. And insert.
Speedboat 396, descent flight level 80.
Speedboat 396, descent flight level 80. Set. Speed descent. A little bit of traffic over there. Climbing. Okay, but he should outclimb us quickly. Another guy climbing over there. Well, let's see how they're going to fit us through that.
Beeline 1475, turn left heading 050. For left heading 050, Beeline 1475. NetJet 1, climb flight level 200.
I tell you what, the approach might get a little bit shorter than that, so let's go thrust to idle and open descent, and then we'll just get down a bit quicker. Seatbelts are on. That should make our life a little bit easier. Also, it should help the controller, because these guys are climbing kind of slowly.
Postman 831,
what's he doing? And gun he is.
Direct Decom, climb flat.
Well, at that speed he probably lost his wings. So that guy's the only threat now. Well, let's see. He needs 1,000-foot separation by 5 nautical miles, so should be able to do that.
Postman 831, just come back. Victor India Key, Charlie Oscar Tango.
Correct.
Okay, auto brakes low. We might as well select that.
NetJet 1, turn left heading 270.
So yeah, vertical separation ain't the problem.
NetJet 1 to 270.
Beeline 1475, descent flight level 80.
Now, in the A320neo, you would get the auto brake mode shown on the FMA. In the conventional Airbuses, that is not the case. However, let's be honest here. I rather appreciate the newer version of the computers here over the old one, so I'm happy with the way it's showing this. Even though it's not 100% realistic for the plane that we're flying. But hey, the mod is an awesome freeware, so ain't gonna complain. And well, the as I mentioned, the base airplane for this, the Latin VFR A319, is not made for the high-end market, but for the entry-level market, and as that it is doing an awesome job as well. It's not too pricey, it's looking okay for what it is. I mean, hey, we can tell it's an A319, right?
Seabird 396, contact Brussels arrival 118.255.
118.255, Speedbird 396, yep.
Brussels, good evening, radar.
118.
Ryanair 75 November.
255. Right, and we've got information Foxtrot. Brussels, hello, Speedbird 396, information Foxtrot passing 136, descending 080 inbound Bruno.
Speedbird 396, Brussels arrival, good evening, identified information, Foxtrot expect vector 5 left.
Vectors 25 left, Speedbird 396, Foxtrot on board.
Thank you, Speedbird 396, maintain high speed until advised.
Maintain high speed until advised, Speedbird 396, is present speed okay?
Excellent, thank you.
Roger. Okay, speed is selected. Right, seatbelts are on already, because it might get a little bit bumpy when we enter those clouds. They surely look like it.
November Mike 5 and Foxtrot 267.
Okay, so we'll have to see about how that's gonna go. So let's see, we reach level 80 over here. But that's still going to be descent flight level 70, Speedbird 396. Okay, flight level 70 blue. So down here, yeah, if we take vectors all the way to Ginku over here, that's going to be perfectly fine for the approach. So we are going to go high speed below level 100. That should all be airspace Charlie over here. So nothing to worry about. And if ATC actually asks us, Speedbird 396, continue in present heading. So if ATC asks us to maintain the high speed, we can do it. But if they just say high speed approved or something the likes, then we are not going to do it. Because then the airline wants us to reduce our speed. Okay.
We'll continue to 1201 and then report ready. Ryanair.
So GPS primary, high accuracy, 25 left, start select and norm. Perfect. So quite a high rate of descent here, 2,000 feet a minute, approaching. I'm going to reduce the rate in a few moments. Speedbird 396, descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1025. Okay. So, set QNH. QNH 1025 cross-checked, passing 8,500, correction, 8,400 now. Checked. Okay, 4,000 blue. So, probably don't want to enter this at high speed, so I'll tell him that we need to slow down in a few moments.
Speedbird 396, turn right, heading 160, and speed is of discretion of below 220.
Speedbird 396, turn right, heading 120, speed not below 220 knots.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, perfect. So with that we can reduce our speed anyway. That's making it easiest. Temperature is 12 degrees already, even though that is going to reduce a little as we pull the speed back. Let's clean up the flight plan as well. Ginku. Let's see if radial in works. I don't think it does though. No, unfortunately not yet implemented. Okay, we'll just insert the direct and go heading again. That'll have to do. So, Ginku 12 miles out, 6,000. Yeah, we need a little bit better descent rate here. Speed brake is out. So let's see what the A319 is going to give us. Certainly some low-lying clouds as we can see here, but the weather is not too bad. It's low clouds but not too bad.
Right heading 09 and 0.
Right heading 09 and 0.
Selected speed 220.
39 and 60 set altitude 2,000 feet.
Speedbird 396, descent altitude 2,000 feet. 2,000 blue. Okay, let's see what kind of approach this is going to get. So, approach phase active, as we are not going to increase the speed anymore. Thrust idle. Glide slope alive, even though that is probably just a side lobe that we've got here. You can see we take almost 10 miles to reach our 2,000. Even though that's probably going to increase a little as we stabilize on target speed. So temperature 11, we don't need anti-ice entering those clouds. Alright. Enough speed brake. Right heading 160, speed 200 or greater, speedbird 396. Okay. Let's start reducing. 200 sounds good.
And they actually moving the right turn heading 220, clear direct 5 left.
Continue right turn heading 220, clear LS 25 left, speedbird 396. Okay, that's 220. Indications are good, India Bravo Lima is confirmed. Okay, glide slope localizer blue, Cat 3 single, Cat 3 dual, autopilot 1 and 2. And the approach checklist please. Power ref, QNH 1025. Seatbelts on, minimum, Barrow 350, auto brake, low, engine start selector, norm, approach checklist complete. Okay, managed speed.
Right,
10 miles out, 200 knots. Yeah, with that headwind it works, but barely just. Flaps 1. Speedbird 396, 180 knots until established. Will be established in a moment. Okay, speed check, flaps 1. So, I do believe there is Lockstar. That is there for sure. But there is currently no tower online, so we'll stay with this controller for the rest of the flight. And that means... let's go manual.
Right heading 0, clear direct 5 left.
2,500. Heading 220, clear for LS 25 left, speed line 1475.
An approach counts as a CDA as a continued descent approach if you don't fly level for longer than 2.5 nautical miles. I am just going to go down to 2,000, level off over there, and then capture the glide slope. We are not going to fly level for longer than 2.5. Localizer.
Right at 75 November, Brussels arrival, identified, continue present heading, expect direct.
Speed All-Star. Flaps 2. Speed checked. Flaps 2. Okay, let's go selected 160 in order not to go too slow. Runway 25 left, cleared land, speedbird 396.
78 November, wind 10 at 8, clear for takeoff, runway 25 left.
Delta left right, 7 November.
Glass slope star.
180 not for less.
Over 88 Charlie identified 4,500 feet, climb flight level 70.
Just flies totally beautiful. Glide slope. Gear down. Go around altitude 4000 set.
The heading descend flight level 60.
On the heading.
Over 88 Charlie. Contact Brussels 9.
Manage speed. Okay, that cabin should be ready by now. Flaps 3. Speed check for 3. Landing checklist. Decap memo. Landing checklist complete.
So right heading 70 for Alice. To follow. Dylan 145.
8 firm and descend down to capture light.
Okay, unfortunately due to that MSFS bug earlier, the photorealistic scenery turned itself off here. That's why it looks a little bit pale right now on the approach, which is unfortunate, but, well, if we go back to the good old days of flight simulation, then that's what things always looked like, right? Okay, flat rectors off.
1475, make it a right turn heading 90 to establish flight level.
290.
Alright, so that is looking pretty good over here.
600 feet of departure, climb flight level 70.
It's a lovely view with the airport in front of us, the city in the back there. That's really cool. Just look at how well you can fly that Airbus. Really like those flight dynamics and the flight computers of the flapper wire. And the flap 3 approaches are working perfectly as well. Very good pitch here, close to 5 degrees. Checked. That's overall very nice handling. Now that I've said that, continue. I'm obviously going to smash it into the ground on the landing. We'll see about that.
78 November, report your 6 Throttle of 9.575.
9.575 and port meeting for the 7 November. Alright.
Okay, spoilers. Reverse green, decel. 70 knots. Manual brakes.
396, welcome to Brussels. Vacate right, Charlie 4 from the runway 01 to Echo 3.
Vacate right, Charlie 4, cross runway 01 to Echo 3, speedbird 396. Okay, that's Charlie 4. We've got crossing clearance. Clear on the right, and we're clear on the left.
Speedline 1475, clear to land, runway 25 left.
Okay, continue Echo 3, let's see where that is.
Clear to land, runway 25 left, Beeline 1475.
Okay, that's just straight ahead then.
396, taxi to stand 209 via inner 9er and Echo.
209 via inner and Echo, speedbird 396. Oh man, I need a second pilot here. This is... Okay, inner. I definitely need a second pilot. These things are not meant to be flown with a one. Okay, onto inner, 209 should be... Well, going up here now, so left onto Tango. Pretty much as briefed.
Approach level, the 16 at Bravo, 12,000 photos, flight level 80, expect to 5 right.
Beeline 6 Delta Bravo, Brussels arrival identified, continue present heading, vector 5 right.
After landing checklist, radar predictive wind shear off. After landing checklist complete. Right, that's Tango over here.
FedEx 5072, are you ready?
We are ready and now we can take Bravo 6.
Okay, gauge, let's find 209.
Via Bravo 3, clear for takeoff, runway 25 right, the wind 220 at 8.
Here we go, 209, and that is certainly not too small.
Right,
Handling by Avia partner, sounds good.
Right heading 150, right out of 75,
Flight 6 Delta Bravo, descent, flight level 60.
So parking somewhere close to the end over there.
Please 6 Delta Bravo.
Flight 6 Delta Bravo, descent, flight level 60.
606 Delta Bravo.
Okay, there is our equipment. That's 211. 209, here it is. So lights off. Why is that stair standing directly on my taxiway? God damn you, GSX. What are those vehicles doing there? I even downloaded a profile for the airport.
75 November, third right heading 210, clear dialect 24.
Oh, I don't care, we'll just park here then. I can't be bothered. Okay, APU bleed on, engines off. Thank you very much. Yeah, request deboarding. Let's see if those vehicles can be removed somehow. Hopefully. Right, engines are running down. Doors are disarmed. Cabin crew, all doors in park.
Vacate at Charlie 4, cross runway
Okay,
01, and then...
that's it. Parking checklist, please. Let's get rid of the ATC over here. So, parking record shocks, brake set, engines off, wing light off, fuel pumps off, parking checklist complete. No ground power yet, it seems. Let's see if we can get one. Ground cockpit. Yeah, go ahead. So, hi there. The airplane is in a good shape, and do you have a ground power unit? Negative, we don't have ground power. Okay, roger. So, looks like they don't have a jetway either. Can we trigger it here? Nah, probably standing a little bit too far outside. At least they moved the vehicles aside, that's a good thing. Alright guys, so that's it already. Welcome to Brussels Airport. I do hope you enjoyed that flight over here. If you did, then do let me know. Now, let's talk about my verdict about the Latin VFR Airbus A319 together with the Horizon Sim mod, which basically implements the fly-by-wire into the Horizon Sim. Now, it is a very good replacement of the default Latin VFR systems, which would have been entry-level and therefore not really the style that we usually do on this channel. However, they are working pretty well in what we want to do with it. So, overall we could fly the airplane rather nicely. Nothing there that I would really attribute to the Horizon Sim or the Latin VFR. So both have been working rather nicely. The engine start is maybe something that could see some improvement. I mean, I'm German, I have to be picky, I have to find something to complain about, and here we got that. But apart from that, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable flight, and it is an Airbus A319, and it is IAE engines. So, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope that you liked it. Let me know your opinion in the comments below, and let me know if you are likewise using this mod or if you are using something else. I would like to say thank you very much for now. Hope that you enjoyed this one. If you did, do let me know in the comments, and I'm looking forward to see you guys again on the next one. If you're up for more, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and finally, if you really like what I'm doing over here, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for flying along, and see you on the next one.